Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing a review on the Mercier Mineral Powder Foundation, and this is what it looks like. Mine is in soft porcelain. Okay, so I'll go through the packaging first. First you get kind of a bulky looking jar. It's quite light though, it's made out of plastic. And then on the inside you get this kind of slider thing, so you can slide it round and it keeps everything really nice and hygienic. When I bought this is actually quite a novel way to package mineral foundation, so I was really impressed. I know at least when I bought it, the Bare Minerals or Bare Essentials range, they didn't have this yet, so this is really good. It doesn't leak at all. I do have a primer to go with this in a smaller jar, and it's a white powder, and that one, the slider isn't quite as effective and it does leak, but never mind. So the packaging is pretty simple, it's quite bulky, and the texture of the powder, I'll get some out for you. It's a really, see if you can see, it's a really silky smooth powder. And I'll get some on my finger. There we go, and I'll blend some into my hand for you. Don't know if you can see, but it's a really silky, really finely milled mineral powder. So it's really pigmented and it's really easy to blend. It's really smooth, so you can build up coverage really well without it being really cakey. It does have illuminating particles in it. It has pure pearl powders, I think it's called, and it also has micas to give your skin a glow. So maybe not the best for oily combination skin, but I'll get to that in a minute. It also contains zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, which are natural sunscreens, and this one is SPF 15. So, you know, that's pretty good. It claims to contain natural anti-aging properties. Not having really old skin, I can't really comment on that one at all. So, but it's also oil-free and water-resistant, and it's really good for sensitive skin because it's made out of quite natural products. So doesn't really cause breakouts. It's really good for the skin. Well, not really good for the skin, but you know, good for sensitive skin. So ways you can wear this, you can wear this on its own for just natural flawless coverage, which is what I'm wearing today, and I actually fell in love with this powder again today. I haven't picked it up in a while, and the way it applies is just absolutely beautiful. It's just really silky smooth, it just blends straight into the skin. You can also wear it with the Mercier Mineral Primer. I gave that to my mum, so I can't actually show you it, but it's just a white, silky powder. You just dust it on your face and it gives it a really silky finish, even base to put your makeup on. You can wear it over a tinted moisturiser, which is what I did over the summer for days when I wanted to look made up, but I didn't want really heavy foundation that would just run off my face as soon as it got warm. That was pretty good. That really worked. And you can also use this as a finishing powder for your foundation to give really full coverage, but it gives a really beautiful finish to your foundation. So that's a really nice way to use it. The way this feels on the skin, it feels really nice and light. It doesn't feel heavy at all. That's what I really like about this actually. I don't feel like I'm wearing anything today on my skin, but I know that my skin looks really lovely and smooth, so all my skin tones are evened out by this. What I will say is that you do need to have really moisturised skin before you wear this, because it will stick to dry patches really easily. I've got dry patches in between my eyebrows, which I noticed that this is sticking to really badly, and it's not as easy to cover those bits up as it is with a liquid foundation. So ways to apply this: you can use a kabuki brush. This is the MAC 182. You can use a stippling brush, the MAC 187. This one's pretty good. It does give you a really nice buffed out finish, but for speed, this one's really good. And then if you want just a light dusting, you can go with a big fluffy brush. This is the MAC 150. You can also use a MAC 109, which I know Pixie 2 Woo has been using to apply hers, and it's pretty much like this, but just a lot smaller and a lot denser, so it's pretty good too. In terms of how the product wears, on my skin, which is oily combination, it really does shift during the day. I'm not going to lie to you and say that it's the best wearing product I've ever worn, because when I wear, compared to liquid foundations, mattifying ones such as Chanel Matte Lumiere, this really, at the end of the day, you can't even tell I was wearing any foundation at all. I'm sure that by about 7 o'clock today it will have completely disappeared from my skin. So you leave the house looking flawless in the morning, you come back and you're pretty much a shiny disco ball. So it depends what your skin type is, to be honest. With drier skins, I imagine it stays really, really well, but for oily combination skin, it just doesn't stay on my skin. Also, because I wear glasses, where the glasses are at the bridge of your nose, that's where the powder seems to shift, and what I end up with is little powder collections here and here, which are pretty gross and pretty unsightly. So that's one thing to bear in mind. This powder will not stay put if you've got oily combination skin. However, what I have been using as recently is a finishing powder of my foundation, and I found it's worked really well. I don't tend to put it on my forehead, simply for the reason that that's where I get the most oily. So what I do is I use an oil control product like Clinique T-Zone gel thing, and then I put that over there, and then I'll put the mineral powder around this area of my face, and then I'll go with a blot powder on my forehead. But that's up to you, really. Even though I was using the primer with this product, it still did slide, so that's another thing to bear in mind. The primer is also quite expensive. I think it's about £25 as well, also, so quite a lot of money. But I think this foundation is best for normal and sensitive skin. Dry if you moisturise it really, really well, but I can't make it stay on my skin. It's also inadvisable for those who've got eczema on their face, because it's just going to stick to it and make it look a lot worse. So the price of this foundation is £25 in the UK, I think, and $35 in the US. What I'm going to conclude with is that it's the best mineral foundation I've ever tried. It applies absolutely beautifully to the skin. It's just really, really lovely to work with. It's just so effortless, especially if you're in a rush and you just use a kabuki brush. You literally just go like this, buff in, it's done. There's no effort involved in this foundation. It's really, really good for me as a finishing powder over a mattifying foundation, because it adds that extra coverage if you feel you need it, and it also gives you a really nice glow because of the micas and the pearl powders. The thing that I didn't like about this is that there is a fairly limited colour selection. There's only 8 shades available, or there were last time I checked. I didn't have any problem finding a match, but I can understand that it might be the case with other people. So yeah, I think that's all I can say about this foundation. If you've got large pores, it might settle into your pores, so you might want to watch that as well. But yeah, generally I absolutely love this product. I'm really enjoying using it, and I completely fell in love with it when I put it on for the purposes of this review this morning. So yeah, it's a really, really good buy, and thanks for watching, everyone.